Okay, today we're going to look at multiplying decimals, which is a level 5 topic, starting sort of basic ones and getting a little bit harder. A quick thing we need to think about first of all is our dividing through by powers of 10. So if we've got 4 and we want to get to 0.4, I want you to think about what we can divide by to get there. Hopefully from previous lessons you'll realise just dividing through by 10. And if we want to go down one more to 0.04, we're dividing through by 10 again. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're doing that. That's not very clear. Okay, first question then, 0.2 times 0.3. Always good to write out your question. I'm not sure of the answer of that. So what I always do is go back to what I know. I know that 2 times 3 is 6, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to show my working there. I want to go step by step to get back to what I'm looking for. So I'm going to have a look at first, well, what's 0.2 times by 3? I can either add up 0.2 3 times, or I can look at the pattern and say, well, I've divided my question through by 10, which means I've got to do the same to this side, so I've got to divide my answer through by 10, and I'm going to get 0.6. Okay, still not quite at my target question yet, so I'm going to divide through by 10 again. So I'm going to have 0.2, because that's what I need, times by 0.3. I've divided the question through by 10 again, so I'm going to divide my answer through by 10. So my answer is 0.06. Okay, there we go.
Lovely. We're now going to look at a slightly harder example. I'll just start by moving some of this just out of the way. Okay, I'll do this in red pen. So this example here, we've got 0.3 times by 0.08. So again, it looks a bit harder, but it's actually not much difference. You've just got to do an extra step. Okay, so we'll start with what we do know, which is 3 times 8. And I know that that is 24. Okay, now from there I can just do the same process I did before. So first of all, I'll start off with getting 3 to 0.3. So I get 0.3 times 8. Now over here, I've divided by 10. And so here, I've divided by 10 as well. And so I end up with 2.4. Okay, so I've got my 0.3, but I haven't got my target of 0.08. So what I've got to do, I've got 0.3 times by 0.8 I'll do first. And so what I've done here is I've divided by 10. And so I've got to divide this by 10 here as well. So I've divided by 10, I divide this by 10 again, and I end up with 0.24. And then my next step, because I'm almost there, but I've got to go from 0.8 to 0.08. So all I do now is 0.3 times by 0.08. And so I've now divided by 10 again, so I just divide this side by 10 again, and I end up with 0.024. And that's my final answer. Okay, so that's multiplying decimals level 5. You'll now have a look at a Google form, so try this with some other problems. All right. Any questions? Please ask your teacher in class. Thank you very much.